pleasure to introduce to you the project, and also we'll talk about the program of today. First, TOPPS stands for Train Operators to Promote Best Practices and Sustainability. So TOPPS will be a synonym for water protection, for training of farmers and operators, as we have now more than one TOPPS project executed in this area. TOPPS challenge is to reduce entries of pesticides into surface water. I think we have clearly to distinguish the main entry routes, which are point sources and which are diffuse sources. The point sources, which we dealt with this aspect in the first TOPPS project, which was running from 2005 to 2008, and this was supported by LIFE. And then we followed with a second project. This is the TOPPS-prowadis project, where we concentrate on diffuse sources. The key diffuse source entries are runoff, entries from drainage, and also from drift. The significance of these entry routes are quite different. Point sources is certainly the biggest aspect. Then we estimate runoff about 30%. Drift is probably below 5%, but this is a general estimate. In some special cases, it might be different. The TOPPS scope. I just want to show you the regional scope here. We cover the south to the north, the west and the east. So the idea of this geographic scope is also to create critical mass to be able to transfer TOPPS findings into other countries. Currently we have 7 countries participating in TOPPS-prowadis. This is Belgium, Germany, Denmark, Spain, France, Italy and Poland. TOPPS objectives. The first objective is to develop and to propose best management practices to mitigate losses of plant protection products to surface water. And we have first concentrated on the point sources, and now Prowadis concentrates on diffuse sources. And both together will make what we intend to develop, the water protection umbrella. Based on these best management practices, we develop and provide information, training, demonstration to farmers and advisors and stakeholders to create awareness, to improve techniques and infrastructure. And the last important aspect is disseminate the materials, the knowledge to trainers to contribute to the implementation of the Water Framework Directive and the Sustainable Use Directive. TOPPS principles. We have a broad regional coverage to create a critical mass which is credible for other countries to make the BMPs transferred. One key principle is also, and this is also why we meet here, that we have a broad involvement of stakeholders from the beginning to support acceptance and also implementation. And I think one of the big advantages of our project teams is that these are multi-skilled teams, bringing various competences together, ranging from science, from technical applied research, to farm advice. The way we are developing the best management practices is that we apply 3 perspectives. So we go through all these 3 perspectives. These are the correct behavior of the user, that he used the products correctly. He is mainly targeted with the best management practice advice. So we want to influence him through education, training and advice. Then we have 2 other perspectives which we are focusing on. One is improvement of technologies and also improvement of infrastructure. And we found that these perspectives apply equally well to point sources and also to diffuse sources. In the TOPPS projects, we follow a stepwise approach. First, we develop the BMPs within our project teams. Then we discuss it with the stakeholders on national and European level. And today, we discuss it on the European level and expect that you give us your ideas, your responses to what we are proposing. If we see the different areas we are focusing on, the complexity is changing. The least complex area is the point sources, because point sources you just concentrate on the operator and on the farm. Factors like weather condition or soil conditions are not really important, because in this situation we can all control the factors which are relevant. So this means that point sources basically can be avoided. If we go to spray drift, there are suddenly other factors coming into play, mainly weather conditions, which are not really predictable, but we also have factors like the field, the location of the field, the crop and the stage of the crop. So the BMPs need to be specific, but still mainly are addressed to one operator. So if we move further to the runoff and erosion part, we are suddenly at another dimension. This is the catchment scale. It's not only the field, it's a catchment scale, which also implies that we are not talking about one farmer. We are talking to a group of farmers which all together need to consider mitigation measures in a catchment and at the end also in certain fields. What we also try to achieve in TOPPS is to contribute to a more harmonized approach across the European countries. Currently, the level of harmonization is rather low, which is an increasing problem if you talk to farmers, because you hear, on the one hand, we have to follow all these restrictions, and others, they are not really following restrictions, so there is more and more uneasiness among farmers if we talk with them in different countries. We think that the BMPs can be harmonized on a European level on the aspect of what to do, and I think the local adaptation needs to concentrate on the how to do's, and this is how we have structured also the BMPs. We have the how to do's and the what to do's and the how to do's. What we have seen in the point source project was that the local adaptation needed was very low. We expect that for the diffuse source mitigation aspects, we have probably to have more local adaptations to be considered.